media outing now since I've been at Iowa. I guess 22nd technically. Last year was a little bit of a blip in the radar, but I've certainly seen a lot of changes during those 23 years, and then also a lot of things really haven't changed as far as our approach at Iowa. Not much has changed. We've always been focused on trying to assist our student athletes being successful in the classroom, hope that they have a great career football-wise, maximize all their abilities. And I think most importantly, just try to help prepare them for the adult lives. And I think that's one great thing about college football. It really is a great vehicle to do that. Also, every year, it basically goes back to January, we all start new. It's a new season, new year calendar-wise, and a new team. And it's a real opportunity for all of us to be involved with great young people, an opportunity to help them grow, develop, and learn, and ultimately get prepared to compete in an outstanding conference like the Big Ten. It's just a really thrill. It's a great honor to be part of that. And I think the other aspect about it, obviously, it's like every year, especially at this time of year, there's a real mix of excitement for all of us, and I think also uncertainty, and that'll never change. Regarding our team, obviously just looking forward to getting started with them, looking forward to preseason practice when that goes. I know all of us want to know the answers right now. None of us do. I don't know how good we'll be this year. But I can say I really like our football team. I like the people on it. I like the way they've trained, the way they've worked going back to January, and the attitude that they've displayed on a really consistent basis. So happy about that. And I think like most seasons, team-wise, we have a mix of veterans, good, solid veterans, guys that have played and had success out there on the field in conference competition. We've got a good mix of youth as well. And like most years for us at Iowa, we're always concerned about our depth, and that's something we'll really be focused on basically at every position when we start up in August. And I really think that's the beauty of college football. I think that's why there are so many great stories in college football. We all have that opportunity to see how we can improve and grow as we go along. So last, in a nutshell, I think if you want to look at our football team, really a prominent focus for us as a coaching staff, certainly our fan base, development of starters up front on both sides of the football. We've lost a lot of really good starting players the last 2 years on both sides of the line of scrimmage. So we've got a lot of work to do there. And then obviously right along with that, a lot of work to develop depth at those positions. I think we're fairly experienced on the perimeter. If we were playing 7-on-7, we'd be in pretty good shape. But obviously there's a lot more to that. And then unlike most years, I think we really got a pretty good feel of who our specialists are and what we can count on them to do. And, I think they're all capable of performing really well. So happy about that. So, again, as I said, I just really like our team. It's been good to watch them over the course of the summer. It's been good for everybody to have a break, and they've got another break coming up here before we get going. I think we're all eager to start up here in 13 days, obviously. And like every year, August is a big, big month, not only to prepare for the season, prepare to be game ready, but just to continue to try to develop our team and see if we can't move forward. And we are a fairly young team. It was really evidenced in the spring. And so there's a great opportunity for us to show growth if we handle things right. The last couple of things here real quickly. It's unique this year for us to open up with a Big Ten scheduled opponent. That is unique. I know last year was an exception for all of us, but I think you have to go back, I believe, 1979, 1980, when Coach Fry was just getting started. I know they played Indiana, ironically, in '79. So we open with Indiana this year. That's something very different for us. And then the next week we play another team that's going to be nationally ranked. So we have 2 nationally ranked teams right off the bat. So that's certainly something that's got our attention. We know we're going to have to be at our best right off the bat, or at least attempt to be. And then the other obvious thing, just to be back in Kinnick with fans. I think that's one thing we all missed last year. One of my most vivid memories of the season was pulling up for our first game in West Lafayette, and nobody was on the sidewalks. Just how bizarre that was, how surreal it was, kind of like a science fiction movie. And I think it was even stranger for all of us to play at home in front of, without our crowds being there. So I know we feel that way. I'm sure every coach that stands in front of you feels the same way too. It's going to be great to get started with Big Ten football, and it's going to be great to have fans back involved. So I'll end it there and throw it out for questions.
Athletic. Your last 3 multi-year starters at center all started games in the NFL last year. You brought Tyler Linderbaum to Big Ten Media Days. How does he stack up with them physically, and does he have NFL potential?
So I got to think about who the last three guys were. I don't know, but yeah, we've been very fortunate. Even going back, I think about Bruce Nelson, most prominently, being a 3 or 4 year starter for us, not all at center, but kind of got that string going. It's a critical position, I think, for most teams, and certainly in with our philosophy, we really believe you want somebody in there who really is capable of doing a lot of things besides blocking well. And I don't know if it gets any better than Tower. He's just a tremendous young person, first and foremost. We were so excited about recruiting him, and fortunately for us, he was 15 miles up the road and had a connection that way. But 3-sport athlete, tremendous student, just has a lot of pride in everything he does, and it shows in the way he practices. But then beyond that, the impact he has on his teammates, especially his line mates. And so we feel so fortunate that he's, our center right now. He's a great team leader. I think an outstanding football player, and there are an awful lot of them in this conference, and he joins that list. So it's just great to have him right in the hub of things, because it's like baseball. It's really helpful to be strong up the middle.
To your left. Hi, Kirk. Chad Leistico, Des Moines Register.
Okay. I hear you. I don't see it. Okay.
Yeah. With the news of the week being Oklahoma and Texas kind of pushing to join the SEC potentially, as long as tenured coach in college football, I guess, kind of what thoughts are racing through your mind on that topic?
Yeah, so I flashed back to the early 90s, actually. Kevin White, who is retiring now from Duke, long-standing, tremendous athletic director. Kevin was the man that hired me up at the University of Maine, and I remember him talking about, the impact of television, conferences, realignment, all these things. And I mean, he was talking about Calculus 3, and I was in Algebra 1, basically. So I had no idea what he's talking about, and now we're seeing it, and we have seen it through the years. Just all the changes that are going on in college football and have gone on. So, again, nobody's got a crystal ball, and that just popped out of mid-air, whatever, 2 days ago, I guess. Right now I'm really not too focused on that. I'm just, kind of thinking about August and our football team. But, again, just from experience, nothing. You never say never to anything right now in college football or whatever's going to happen in the future, for sure.
Any final questions? Coach, thanks. Have a wonderful season.
Got one more here.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Good. Yeah.
Blue shirt on the left.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, CNHI Indiana. Spencer Petras, year one, what did you see from him, and just the value of having a returning quarterback, particularly with a tough early season schedule like you're going to have?
Yeah, appreciate that question. The historically, this last 23 years, we've had a lot of success with first-year starters. I think back to Brad Banks in 2002, Nathan Chandler the next year, and then Drew Tate the following year. So, we've been very fortunate in that regard, and I think the big difference between Spencer taking over as a first-year player versus those guys or anybody else since that time, Spencer wasn't afforded the luxury of going through a spring practice as our starter or a normal preseason practice the month of August. So I thought he did remarkably well, considering the obstacles that he had overcome. And me personally, I thought his highest, the best game I saw him play, or the most gratifying game as a coach, was at Illinois, where he probably couldn't have played much more poorly in the first half, and really put us behind the 8 ball, and then came back in the second half and played just tremendously well. And I think it was a great learning experience for him. I think it also was very revealing in terms of how he's wired and how he's built. He's a really resilient guy. He's a tough-minded guy, extremely conscientious. So as a coach, when you see things like that, it really makes you gain some confidence. And I also, as a coach, we get witness to just how committed he is to not only him being a good football player and being totally ready, but how committed he is to helping his teammates and being team-oriented. And so I continue to be really impressed with him. But like everybody else, he'll be competing in August, and it's going to be fun to watch that competition. But yeah, we all feel really good about him and have great confidence in Spencer. Thank you.
Coach Ferentz, have an exceptional season. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.